I'll wait and see if anybody hops in. Way past my normal time. Yeah, it's like 1:52 p.m. in the afternoon in Dumaguete. Kind of rainy day, with the exception of now. It's kind of slowed up. Really windy though and choppy. But again, I'm way past my normal scheduled time, so I'm not so sure anybody's gonna show up, which is perfectly fine. Rick Wallace, you're up late. Hello, Rick Wallace. Happy, well, Sunday for me. Very late in the afternoon. Yeah, I just figured I'd pop in here randomly. Did a little walking kind of after the rain seemed like it was slowing up. I decided to give it a shot and come out. It's just windy now. Still very cloudy. Water's really choppy today, as you can see. I apologize for the wind. I apologize for my random Sunday live stream. I don't know, they're calling for rain all day here tomorrow too, so I don't even know what's gonna happen tomorrow. Oh man, Jim the YouTube man says, what's the first Michael Jackson song that comes to mind? Many, a lot. Michael Jackson is one of the greatest singers of all time in my opinion, but I mean, I like his old stuff from Off the Wall, Billie Jean, Thriller. There's too many to even mention. Michael Jackson, yeah, he's an icon. James Guzman says, hey, Bill. Bill, my name's Michael, but hey, James. It says, hey, Bill, you want to know why I got a shark? I went fishing, and that's what I got, a shark, dude. James says hi. Someone new says hi. Where are you right now? I'm in Dumaguete, Philippines. Dumaguete, Philippines, cloudy day here. Was raining a lot earlier. It's stopped for now. Really windy, and it's, Riken says, it's Sunday here for me in Dumaguete, Philippines. It's Sunday, 1:55 in the afternoon. Wasn't even sure I was gonna come out. Very windy, so I apologize for the wind. Did you know that sharks predate trees? I didn't know that. James says hello, James B. Schmoonig, what place is that? This is the boulevard, Dumaguete, Philippines Boulevard. Noel says behind you. A lot of people say they're behind me. They could be. It's very possible. But I fell for that trick a lot. One of these days, someone's actually probably gonna get me though. Kyle Billy's here. Hello, my friend, Santa All. This is a cool place. Yeah, for now, even though the rain is a little too much. But yeah, look at these waves like now. Like you can see how rough and choppy the water is. If you get too close to the wall, you're gonna get a nice shower. Someone said we know. Jesse Pena said toasted bagel with bacon, cream cheese, grape jelly. You're welcome. Sounds good, actually. I'm kind of hungry, but I'm just drinking coffee right now. That'll suffice. Chris Scott says, did you know that if someone's favorite color is blue, then they really like blue? Yeah, that makes sense. I like blue. My eyes are blue too. Tree says hi. Sugary's something glucose. I wish to know if you're bald. Remove your hat. I'm not bald, but hold on a minute. You guys, this hat thing. Everybody always asks these hat questions. It's kind of funny. See, there you go. I wear it because the glare and the rain. Wow, thank you so much, Kyle Billy, for the, hope you're doing good. Thanks for sharing. I really greatly appreciate that generous super chat. That was very nice of you. I'm glad you're here too. Kyle, you're gonna have to tell me again, where exactly do you live again? If I had to guess, you're on the West Coast. If I had to guess. Riken says Patrick Mays. Jobin says hi. I'm from the United States, but I'm living here in Dumaguete, Philippines. And I normally walk, do my live streams, and I walk around. But I'm like kind of free-handing it. Like I don't have my gimbal today. I'm just holding my phone. I wasn't even sure I was going to do a live stream. This is very random. But again, Kyle, thank you very much. Hungry Man Vlog says, watching from the Philippines. Awesome. Where in the Philippines are you, Hungry Man Vlog? Eddie, teach the children to put the shopping cart back. South and west in New Mexico. Gotcha. I figured that explains why you're up so late. Ricky Woolman, I remember you from Tennessee. I remember the name Ricky Woolman. Heck, it's got to be getting late for you. If it's going on 2 in the afternoon here, for me, means East Coast must be 1 a.m. going on 1 a.m. in Pennsylvania. Dr. Studios says, what's your favorite cheese? Wow. Probably between cheddar and provolone, probably. But I like Monterey Jack too. I like a lot of cheese. Actually, you know what? Parmesan Romano, like good, expensive Parmesan Romano. Yeah, that would be my favorite thing. Funny jokes. I don't know a lot of jokes. I let other people tell the jokes. Well, yeah, free cheese is probably good too, but you know what? I've had some very cheap, inexpensive cheese. I didn't think it was all that good. Kind of tasted a little nasty. Rick Wallace says, do you have to carry your passport and visa around? No. I mean, I have my ID and stuff like that. Man, this wind is really blowing here. I have my ID and stuff like that, but I'm gonna go in towards the city. This wind is like really, really, really windy. Zippy's World says he's from Delaware. Well, welcome from Delaware. Oh my gosh, if I had to marry an animal, which would you choose? A koala bear. That's what I'd marry. A koala bear. Hungry Man says we are so close, you're in Boracay. I have not been to Boracay yet. Maybe someday. Maybe someday. I have a friend that lives up that way. At least I know I could go visit him. Oh my gosh. To me, it's not filthy, but you're entitled to your opinion. Wendy Merriman said, where are you located? I'm in Dumaguete, Philippines. That's where I'm at. My name's Michael, though, from the United States, born and raised in Pennsylvania, but living abroad here in the Philippines. Rick Wallace, you're not gonna let me forget my own birthday, are you? That's funny. But yeah, that's where I'm at, Wendy. Oh, you're from Springfield, Massachusetts. Well, I appreciate you being here, Wendy. You're up late. You're up really late. Normally I do my live streams a lot earlier than this. Well, I guess it would be around noontime, my time here, which would be 11 p.m. for you on the East Coast. My family still lives in Pennsylvania. D Money says he's from New Hampshire. You're up late too. Do I like Lebanon bologna? Yeah, I haven't had it in forever, but yeah, especially when I was younger, I ate Lebanon bologna. Now the question is it regular Lebanon bologna or is it sweet? I prefer one over the other. I've eaten both, but I prefer one over the other. There's Thomas, my friend Thomas. Yeah, it's not bad out here. Like I said, the rain stopped for now. I wasn't even gonna do it today. I just figured, what the heck. I'm out walking on a Sunday. I'll just see who shows up. Why not? Roy McClone says Foxtrot, Alpha, Gamma, Gamma, Oscar, Tango. That sounds like a lot of communication via the airlines industry. Communications on the radios, military. Art Parks is here. How's your Sunday going? Well, Art Parks, thank you a lot for being here. This is just a random live stream. I typically don't ever do them on Sundays. That's like my day, just between me. Sunday, it's God's day, the Lord's day, that kind of stuff. So today's a little unusual, but it was raining. I was in the apartment most of the day, and then I finally said, all right, I got to go for a walk. I'm going crazy, and I came out and said, why not? Jeff Winters is asking me about the volcano. He says, can you see the volcano eruption from where you are? No, I don't think I can see it, but I've heard all about it. I mean, obviously, coming here to the Philippines, you learn there's a lot of volcanoes active throughout the Philippines. My roof is leaking. It might be. It wasn't leaking when I left my apartment. I have a fairly nice apartment that doesn't seem to spring many leaks. Dr. Red Tacos here says, yo, Castaway, wandering Dumaguete, good to see you. Yeah, this is very random. I don't even, that's so loud. I don't even have my gimbal, so if it's shaking, extra shaky, it's because I'm just holding my phone as I'm walking. This is very random, but thanks for being here, Dr. Red Taco. Man's Wild Side says, not the rain again. Well, yeah, and the crazy thing is I feel like since rain season's somewhat technically over, I feel like it's been raining more the past 2 to 3 weeks than I really remember all that much during the actual rain season. But again, if you guys are new to Possum, I see Possum, why not? Greetings. Hi, Possum. Hunt Bar is here. Thank you, Hunt Bar. Yeah, I don't look at it as filthy. People just have nothing better to say. It's actually funny. Like, I joked about this the other day. I'm like, wherever these people think filthy, like, they must live in a vacuum sealed, dirt-free bubble. I don't know. But yeah, Hunt Bar, thank you for being here, and you're exactly right. And again, I'm trying to walk super slow because I don't have my gimbal. I didn't plan on doing a live stream. I just said, why not? And made sure I got a cup of coffee. It's not very hot out here at all today. I think it's like, I don't even know if it's 80. But things dry up quick here. You notice as much rain as we got, things dry up. But this is what it's like on a Sunday. It's not nearly as actively busy. Now, people grocery shop and stuff like that, but you can tell with the traffic, you know, most people aren't working today. I mean, even here, like, look at all the parking available, which is blocked off. It's just not as active. Alex says, thank you for doing it. Well, you know, why not? You know, I figured, what's the worst that could happen? I would try doing a live stream and then nobody would show up and then I just would end it. Simple as that. No harm, no foul. You don't know unless you try. Art Parks, I did that. I'm kind of, yes, Lee Gray. Motorbikes are very popular here. Very popular here. Matt says, push that like button. I appreciate you even asking people to do that. I figure sometimes I say, hey, help me out, push the like, but you know what? If you really want to like something, you're going to like it. It does help my channel, though, a lot. DJ Kirby Puckett's here. Thank you for being here, and I apologize for this random late live stream. I guess you could say the rain I was sitting in the apartment for a while with all the rain, and I just said, you know what, I'm getting out. Gonna go for a walk, see if it clears up. Went and grabbed myself some coffee, and now I'm walking and talking to you guys. So I appreciate you being here, spending time with me, and I apologize for it being so late, well past my normal live stream time. Oh, Xbox, I was just thinking of you because I was like, I need a day update. So 4 more days for Xbox Master. Denise Flowers here is from London. Wow, that's awesome. Lee Gray says he just pushed Shane Richards says, why would you want to live there instead of America? I mean, you got to look at it from a different perspective. Traveling is a good thing to do. Exploring and going and visiting other countries is a good thing to do. I'm living here, but it's like a home away from home because I'm learning about the Philippine culture in hopes to, like, there's Lee Plaza, in hopes to, like, going to Japan. I just want to explore Asia. I've never been this far away from home. And you're not going to learn and understand and really truly embrace a country in 2 weeks, in a month, in 2 months. Now, you might know after a couple of months or so that whether you like a place and you want to explore further, but it's not like I'm saying, hey, I want to live here instead of the United States of America. But I will tell you one thing, if I was still living in the United States, I'd still be working. So, I don't know, pick your poison. What would you rather do? Be living in the States right now and still working, planning for an unknown future, or be able to retire at 55 with a pension income and savings while my health is still good and get to see things and explore while I'm in the Philippines. I think it's an easy decision, but everybody's different, you know, and that's okay. But I'd be working if I was still in the States, planning for a day that I don't even know what's to come. I don't know what my health would be like. And then I'd be all pissed off because I didn't do things when I could have or should have when I was younger. So I guess that's my mindset. Sorry for the rant, but yeah, that's kind of why I did it. But it's like, you know, I plan maybe between the end of May is my mother's birthday. I might fly back to Pennsylvania in May, late May, the end of the month, or June or July, and go see them for a month. So I am going to go back to the United States. Let me see. DJ said, why stay in one place all your life? DJ says it's good to get out and experience new places and people. And that's what I love about here. It's the people that make this place so awesome. Like I said, this is a Sunday here in Dumaguete, so it's not very active. You know, it's just typical of how it is here. You know, the work week for the most people, they're Monday through Friday, I assume. A lot of banks closed, like that Veterans Bank is closed. Sorry about the loud music coming from this pizza place that I haven't even tried yet. Yeah, Jeff, Dr. Red Taco says, walking San Jose Street, Dumaguete, Philippines. Yeah, see, he's like my human GPS in my live stream. So thank you, Dr. Red. And Jeff Winter said the cost of living is a lot cheaper in the Philippines and a lot more in the US. Yeah, it's not even close, especially for rentals of apartments or homes. That's definitely, I mean, my rent, although here in the Philippines it's considered expensive, my rent is $400 a month, which is considered expensive here. I could probably find less expensive, nicer places, you know, if I do a little more searching, but I went with convenience. I have a swimming pool and a gym on site, good security, and it's more of a modern style, very small studio apartment. Xbox says, thank you for the Sunday stream. Hey, no problem. Like I said, I'm free-handing it, no gimbal, so if it seems like it's shaking more when I'm walking, that's my fault. But you're welcome, Xbox. Ron Sell said, the singer of Journey lives there in the Philippines. I didn't know that. Journey has some good music. Are you ready to be glowing, says Skilled Driver. I don't know, glowing, I don't know what you mean. Lee Gray says, not knowing about different things is what brings fear and hate. That's very true. That's a very good way of explaining that, Lee Gray. That's very true. Sometimes people that don't know about things, you know, I had people that didn't want me to come here and visit. Actual family members, siblings. Oh, you don't want to come to the Philippines. Mayong hapon. Happy Sunday. Yeah, they'd be like, oh, you don't want to go to the Philippines, you know, talking about the worst case scenarios, which could happen anywhere in the world. not just here in Dumaguete. So it was kind of funny, you know, and some of the people, they weren't even here themselves. They just watched, I don't know, the most dramatic video, worst case scenario, and just think, you know, paint the picture that's just the way it is overall. And it's not even true. It's not even like that. Wow. Hunt Bar says, I agree. I would have loved to spend a year in the Philippines when I was your age. Good for you, Michael. Philip Montgomery's here, says, it's great to see you. It's great to see you as well, Philip. This is a very random Sunday, well, 2 in the afternoon live stream. I just said, why not? It was one of those days, and I just said, why not? I'll just do it. See who I see out, run into people. Mayong hapon. Hey, hey. Oh, he's eating. Tell him I said hello. Mayong hapon. Hello, guys. Happy Sunday. Amping. Yes. Well, Jeff, I wouldn't say it's the most beautiful day. It's cloudy. It was raining earlier. I was kind of cooped up in my apartment, and then I just said, you know what, I'm going for it. Kind of was checking the radar, and it actually, it's cloudy, but it's not raining, and it dried up pretty quick because this was like really wet with an hour ago. So things dry up quickly here. But nice to see you, Jeff. Ann Higgins is here, says hi from Scotland. Thank you for being here from Scotland. My name's Michael. Nice to meet you, Ann. John says, I'm from PA, been here all my life. I'm 62, never thought about leaving, but you have All right, let me know if the sound comes back. I was taught if someone tries to call you on the phone and then it disrupts the live stream. Is it still muted? You muted yourself. Oh, good now, good now. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, that was my fault. See, when I do a random live stream, I actually forgot to turn the damn notifications off on my phone. And Che was calling me on the phone. I guess she doesn't realize I'm doing a live stream. But thank you guys. My apologies. But anyway, let me flip this. I'm trying to read. Oh, Che says, sorry, I didn't know. Yeah, you know now. Niels Christensen's here. Hello, Niels. You got to be itching too because you're coming back to the Philippines soon as well. Let me try to go back where I screwed up. The guy from Pennsylvania, I was reading his comment and I'm trying to go back. It's hard for me to keep up. John was saying, you know, but you have a good point about doing things about your health. And that's just for me, like I said, the stars just aligned. I only came here initially to the Philippines just to visit here for 2 months. And then I extended my stay, financially had the money, savings, and I did it. And then once I did more research, because I turned 55, April of 2025, my birthday's coming up, obviously this year, I'll be 56. I was like, I can afford on my pension and my savings to live here. I can do it. So that's why I came here. And, but that wasn't the main reason why I chose to come here. I actually explored, got to know the people, you know, I'm a warm weather person. I prefer that. Mayong hapon. I prefer the warm weather. So that was like a big selling point for me. Tropical islands, places to go. There's so many places I have yet to go. So that was like a big reason why I wanted to come here. That's why. And then it's just like the bonus. Oh, wow, rent's much cheaper for homes or apartments. Food, restaurants, slightly hit or miss. I don't eat out a lot. I never ate out a lot when I lived in the United States. I prefer to cook at home. Plus it's cheaper. Art Park says it's fairly stable. Well, I'm doing my best. Like I said, I'm free-handing it, and I apologize. Xbox says, yeah, my family and friends said the same things, but it's because of people like you that show us what it's really like. Well, yeah, I mean, again, there's negative sides to everything, but in my opinion and my limited experience here, those are the minority of things, the negative. But for whatever reason, we live in a world where everybody focuses and thrives and drives on negativity, when the positivity, in my opinion, certainly outweighs the negative. But that's just my opinion. Che gonna have to block yourself. Yeah, she, like I said, that doesn't surprise me. Mayong hapon. Happy Sunday. Amping. And that's like, I know I sound so redundant, and I say the same thing over and over again. It's the people. They want to say hello. They're so friendly. They're so nice. They want to get to know you. They're proud when a foreigner is here. They really are. I mean, are there some foreigners that maybe they're not so proud of being here? I'm sure there are. But yeah, it's just the positivity. And that's what I focus on. Is my life perfect? Hell no, it's not perfect. But I'll tell you what, since I've been living here, if there's such thing as perfect, I'd say it's pretty darn close to it. And I haven't even, what's my famous saying? Hey, mayong hapon. I haven't even scratched the surface. You know, I'm just getting started. I'm still just, I wouldn't say I'm uncomfortable. I'm definitely comfortable here, but there's still so many places and islands within the Philippines and nature tourist places I haven't even been to yet. Trying to go back. Possum says, oh, okay. Sebastian is here. Hey, Sebastian, have you dated any woman over there? Well, yeah, I'm dating. My girlfriend is Che, so I do have a girlfriend here right now, and she's an amazing, wonderful person. Not only is she beautiful, in my opinion, she has a beautiful heart, and that's, to me, the most important thing. You know, a lot of beautiful people on the outside. How about the beauty on the inside? That, to me, is the most important thing. We'll go up here towards the public market. Like I said, oh, Brian Brown says 1 a.m. here in Atlanta. Holy crap, Ray's here. I just noticed Ray. How you doing, Ray? Nice to see you stopping in. Doing a very random Sunday live stream, but I'm kind of enjoying it. Not fast paced, just walking slow, enjoying a cup of coffee on a Sunday here in the Philippines. Like I said, normally that's my day off, but actually, I don't know, a little more active than I'd think on a Sunday. But I think most people are just like grocery shopping and whatnot. Mayong hapon. They're all like, you know, out shopping, but there's still places that are open. They're still working. They have to. Michael Huntbar said, Michael, what are you wearing around your neck? That little is St. Michael the Archangel. Long story short, St. Michael the Archangel is very important to me. Mayong hapon. Happy Sunday, Amping. Long story short, my name's Michael, obviously, and when I was old enough to understand, my mother explained to me, said to me, I remember this story, sitting in my room. She said, do you want to know why I named you Michael? I said, why? And she said, I named you after St. Michael the Archangel. And then she told me the story about St. Michael the Archangel. So ever since then, which I would say I was maybe 4 or 5 years old, guessing, ever since then, St. Michael the Archangel has been a very important, strong, spiritual force in my life. So yeah, that's why I have that around my neck. But thanks for asking, Sebastian, about the women. Now I'm going back down to the bottom. Janggut 40 says, hello, Michael, I'm new here. Welcome, Janggut. I appreciate you being here. Again, if you're new to my channel, my name is Michael, living in Dumaguete, Philippines, abroad from the United States. Majority of my life lived in Pennsylvania, with the exception of 2 years. I lived in Florida. which I prefer the warm weather. And as I always say, if I was still living in the United States, I'm 55, will be 56 in April, right, Rick Wallace? If I was still in the US, I'd still have to work. Someone just, Jesus Graciano just sent me a super something. But anyway, I'll get back to that. Is it raining again? But anyway, if I was still living in the States, I'd still be working. Simple as that. So this gave me the opportunity, while I'm healthy, to explore, learn about a different part of the world in Asia. Never imagined in a million years this is what I'd be doing right now. At no point in my life when I was younger did I ever think, oh, someday I want to go to Asia. Although in the back of my mind, I did want to visit Japan. I always had that little interest in Japan. But thank you for being, I missed what you said, Jesus, but I did get your super gift. Thank you. Oh yeah, it says it was the makeup brush. Now you're laughing. Watching from Maruti City, Maruti Sarawak. Where is that, Jangit? Where is Maruti City, Maruti Sarawak? Jesus says, hey Michael, if you get married with Che, are you gonna buy a house? Oh my gosh, that's so far ahead. Obviously, like I tell everybody, I'm not even thinking about marriage. That's the furthest thing from my mind right now. When I feel that that's what I want to do, then I'll do it. When it feels right. Too many things I want to see, travel, places I want to go. So yeah, to think about marriage and to think about a house, to think about all that stuff, I'm not even thinking about it. Quite honestly, if I would think about it, it'd probably just stress me out anyway. I take it one day at a time. That's how I do things now, especially here in the Philippines. I just do things one day at a time. Philip Montgomery, man, you've always been so generous to me. Honestly, I don't know why. I'm just thankful that you guys hang out with me and like enjoy my walks and support my channel. Philip Montgomery, I don't know what I do to deserve this, but thank you from the bottom of my heart for your generosity. I greatly appreciate that. Thank you a lot. You've always been supportive of me, and it's a blessing. But enough of my face. Road King says, did you ever met your woman before or after you moved here? Road King, my current girlfriend, I met her after I moved here, after I came to the Philippines. Now you can meet people online various ways before coming here to the Philippines, and that's perfectly fine. There's a lot of success stories, you know, and then I'm sure there's a lot of, well, I don't know, a lot, but as many as there are successful stories with people meeting from overseas online, I'm sure there's stories that aren't so successful either. So it works either way. For me personally, I don't know. I'd say the best thing is probably meeting somebody here. Or, you know what? When you come to the Philippines, just come here focusing on learning about a new country, embracing the culture, learning about the people. Don't be your main focus, in my opinion. And it's just mine. You'll have no problems meeting somebody special here, in my opinion. I don't think it'll be that hard. Hey, Mayung Hapon, happy Sunday. I don't think anybody would have any problems meeting a very nice, special someone here. Filipina or Filipino, they're all super nice people. And that's the thing too, like I've wanted to touch on this before. Some people will come to the Philippines, focus strictly on meeting a girl or a guy, whatever, you know, there's foreign women that come here too. Some people, they base their maybe failed relationship and then they kind of paint all the Philippines in that same light. And then they all have a negative opinion. You know, based off of a relationship, they have a negative opinion of the Philippines. And I don't think that's right to do. I think that's wrong. I mean, like, really? Just because you had a relationship that went south? I mean, hell, we have relationships that go south everywhere Even I had relationships that went south in the US. That doesn't mean I just had a bad taste in my mouth for where I lived. You know what I mean? I don't know. Some people I just think get a bad taste in their mouth because of a failed relationship. Don't do that. I mean, well, I'd at least recommend try not to do that. Try to just meet people, make friends with people. If there's a variety of Filipinas that you're interested in, take them out to dinner. Get to know a couple of them randomly, just as friends, just as a dinner date, and see how it goes. I don't know. That's just one man's opinion. Jangit says, I pray you have good health. Well, I do. Not to get into the whole health spiel. For me, 55, don't drink, haven't had alcohol. And again, there could be people that can drink alcohol and they're as healthy as a horse. I don't know. For me, I don't put anything in my body that I don't think is beneficially helping or there's like a nutritional benefit. I don't drink. I haven't had alcohol in over 20 years, probably more closer to 30. And I don't care. I never had a drinking problem, so it wasn't like it was hard for me to even stop. I don't smoke. I avoid processed sugar at all costs. And I eat healthy, clean food and stay away from fast food. And the big thing of it all is exercise and walking. That's for me. Somebody, a wise person once told me, Michael, it's 90% exercise, 10% diet. I agree with that. But it's not like I just started walking yesterday. This took time for me to grow up to this, get to this point. But I do walk 10 miles a day, sometimes more. I don't even notice, but my daily goal is 10 miles. And it's actually very easy for me to get to 10 miles a day. Very easy. I mean, it's 1.5 miles just from kind of where I'm at here in the center of the city, 1.5 miles just to get to my apartment. So there and back's 3 miles. Then depending on how long of a live stream I do, sometimes I can get maybe like 4 miles walking, but I'm walking a little slower now just because I don't have the gimbal. This was like a last minute decision to do a live stream. Bet you're fun, Tristram says at the parties. You know what? I'm a lot of fun. And the funny thing is you can have fun without drinking, being intoxicated or anything. I'm a lot of fun. Love to sing karaoke. Yeah, I love to do a lot of things. I mean, not to say I didn't have fun when I was drinking when I was much younger. I just paid the price the next day when I was drinking when I was younger. And quite honestly, I didn't even have to drink much, and it gave me a darn headache. Brian Ramsey says, how do you draw your Social Security? I'm not old enough for Social Security, Brian. I mean, that's a good question. But yeah, I'm only 55, and the earliest I can do it, and which I'm all for it, is 62. Why wait? What's the point? It's not that big. Again, I'm not about planning for the future. I had a friend of mine not that long ago I was talking to back in the States. I said, he was closer to 62, and I said, oh, so you're going to get Social Security? He's like, I don't know, I'm probably just going to wait. I don't know if he said 67 or something like that. I think it was 67. He's like, I really don't need the money. He's retired and stuff like that. And I was just like, well, what are you waiting for? I said, you could wait till you're like, you could be 66 and then die and never collect any of it. I said, why not just take it at 62? And if you really don't need the money, fine. Pocket it, save it, invest it. I don't know. Let it be an inheritance for somebody that, you know, I don't think he's married, but I said, let it be an inheritance or something. I said, for me, in my opinion, to wait, I understand everybody's situation is different and they might simply have to wait because they need more money projecting their future. Again, I'm not into this projecting future stuff. I could be healthy as a horse right now and wake up tomorrow with some darn problem. So you just don't know. But yeah, back to Social Security. It's kind of, my thinking is, what's the point of waiting? It's not that big of a difference. Hell, I don't even know if I'll get to 62. So like, I don't even think about it. I mean, it's nice to know that, oh, when I'm 62, but I'm in no hurry to get to 62 years old. I don't want, like, 7 years to go by. I mean, years go by. My grandfather always said to me when I was a kid, someday you'll learn, the older you get, the faster it goes. And I didn't understand that when I was younger. And then when I got older, I figured out real quick, life does go fast. The older you get, it goes by like nothing. Here I'm going to be 56 already in April. Again, blessing, health, exercise, diet. Hopefully, I mean, it is paying off to an extent. I'm just trying to protect myself to keep the percentages lower to allow me to live as good of a life as possible. I've had some people, you know, jokingly say, oh, you're not going to live forever. Well, no kidding, I'm not going to live forever. But while I'm alive, I want to be as healthy as possible to enjoy everything that life has to offer. I mean, I could sit all day and sit in a darn chair. What are you gaining from that? Nothing. You either use it or you lose it. That's my mindset. You either use it or you're going to lose it. I mean, I see with my own mother and father right now. I mean, yes, my father's 86, my mom's 85, will be 86. But their mindset when they retired was sitting and watching the grass grow. You know what? That's fine and all if that's what you want to do. And then when they started having health issues where they needed to implement and incorporate more exercise or clean up their diet because they were eating fast food all over the place, like, it's a struggle for them because they're so much older and they haven't used anything. Everything's sore or it hurts or it's this or it's that. So yeah, some people do resort to exercise, and when they don't have like a choice, they're forced to do it, but it's not easy. And it's a serious climb back to get things back to maybe where you want it. But I'm sorry for that health rant. It's just like, you know, that's why I do what I do. Well, yeah, there you go, Jeff. You're going to live forever. That's right. 'Cause you're going to live after this life, too. I completely agree with you. Amen, Jeff. Matthew here says, looks like a beautiful day. It's okay now because it's not raining. Wasn't a beautiful day. But you know what? Despite the weather shortcomings, that does not alter my opinion of the Philippines. Because, you know, you obviously need rain once in a while. Let me see here. The Hibner, hello, I see you're here. In my family, no one got older than 60, so I chose to retire soon with 56. I'm with your mindset. Well, there you go. And isn't that a coincidence? You're 56 too. And again, I'm not predicting the future. I don't know. Like I said, things are all good with me now, but that doesn't say that I'm free of anything popping up today, tomorrow. And I apologize for the wind. It is very windy. Let me see. I'm trying to go back here. But yeah, Matthew, I saw you. Hurley says, I retired at the age of 32. Holy crap, Hurley. We definitely live differently. Well, the fact that you can retire at 32, that's really awesome. I wish I could have done that. Maybe if I would have played my cards a little better and really committed myself into doing other things to make a hell of a lot more money, I could have done it at 32. Or, you know what? Spent money, saved my money and spend it on, instead of spending it on unnecessary junk and crap. But congrats to you, Hurley, 32 years old. Two Fuller phone hacked my account. I don't know what you mean by that. Hey guys, it's been a while. It's me, Carrie. Oh, I had to change my name from Sloan. Now I understand. Now I'm following you, Carrie Sloan. Gotcha. Sorry to hear you were hacked, but yeah, today we're at the, now I'm back down by the boulevard. Like I said, it's been raining all day with the exception of the last, I don't know, maybe hour and a half, 2 hours, but the water is very choppy. I don't want to get too close because it's been splashing up over the wall. Although that would be funny if I was the victim of the splash. But yeah, it's like really misty. We got my friend Dave Travel. Look at that wave. That was awesome. We got my friend Dave Traveled saying cute drift is tall and cute. Always you, my friend. Never a dull moment. Let me see if I missed going back before I start walking away from the water. And again, if you're new to my channel, like I said, my name's Michael. Living abroad here in the Philippines. Usually do a walking live stream Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Used to do it almost every day, but that became too much. But today's just a weird day. I don't know, I just woke up, kind of was in my apartment waiting for the monsoon to slow down. Then once I saw a break in the weather, I said, all right, I'm gonna get out. And then I came out and got myself a cup of coffee and then realized, hey, I wanna just do a live stream on a Sunday. I was just in the mood, felt fired up, and said, hell, I'll do it. And I'm glad and thankful you guys are here to sharing that with me, because believe me, as much as you guys appreciate my live streams and walking and talking, I need you guys to be able to do it. It'd kind of be pointless. We got Possum says, let me get a screenshot of the lighthouse. You mean this one here? Hold on. I'll try and zoom on that lighthouse for you. There you go. Now I'll take you to another one, but Mayong Hapon. I'm gonna take you guys past the church up here, and there's like another, it's not a lighthouse, but it's a tower. Hello, says Rocky Mountain Robin, says hello, I'm new to your channel. Well, welcome Rocky Mountain Robin. I guess you're from the Rocky Mountains. I'm glad you're here. My name's Michael, from Pennsylvania, but living here abroad in Dumaguete, Philippines, out on my walk. Little cloudy day. It was raining earlier. Dr. Red Taco says, go past the cathedral since it's Lent. Yeah, that's very true. Ash Wednesday just went past. I'm gonna go up there just because the church is very old. It was built in 1776. I've had that drilled into my head so many times, I'm not gonna forget. That church was built in 1776. It's St. Catherine Cathedral. And then there's like a tower thing beside it. It's right up this way. I walk through Quezon Park. And I did see you bees popping. I did see you bees pop. Thank you for popping in. I love your name. You're always like the busy bee that's popping in here, and it fits with your name. Happy Sunday, my friend. CB says Belfry. Oh, SSB. Yeah, I know who you are, my friend. You're back in the States, if I remember correctly. I think you did say you went back. How long did you actually stay in the Philippines? I know you probably had a short stay, and that's kind of why you bounced around a bunch of places. How are you doing, Rocky? Rick Wallace says, thank you so much, Michael. Jeff Kenyon says, God bless you, Michael. God bless everybody. Art Park says, cool, Michael, glad you had time today. Yeah, I figured why not. I don't know what's going on here. They have some sort of stage thing set up for something later, because they got all the wires, cables running here. I don't know what's going on today. Or maybe they're taking it apart, but I don't know. I don't know why they'd still be running the screen. Something's gonna be going on, not sure what. They got the sound thing system set up here, but this is Quezon Park. And then the church is right over here. It's not very far. I just think it's so neat because it's old. Whether or not God's important in your life or not, it's kind of interesting that this building, still standing, was built in 1776. It's one of the, I don't know if it's considered the oldest thing here in Dumaguete, but it is. Once I get around the corner, you can see through there. But yeah, see here you can see where all the darn rain was. Stayed 3 weeks, SSB. All right, so you were here. I didn't think it was that long. I bet you it flew by quick too. Do you have any idea when you're coming back? If and when you're coming back again? Dave traveled. Quezon. All right, that makes sense. Quezon. They understand me, at least when I say it. Rocky Mountain says, yes, I'm originally from Ohio, but I live in the Rocky Mountains of Utah. Howdy, neighbor. Wow. Utah is, they got some beautiful country nature. I'm a nature guy, although I'm in the city of Dumaguete. I do like the conveniences of where I'm at. Can hop from here, and then before you know it, I'm right at the ocean. But that's that church, St. Catherine of Alexandria, built in 1776. Very, very old. Still standing. I've never walked up to it, into it. I don't know. That probably wouldn't be very appropriate. Putting a camera, I wouldn't feel right putting a camera in a church. And then this is this tower, which I don't know if there's a sign that says what it is. But yeah, very, very old. And now this is obviously a landmark here too, because when you go to buy t-shirts and stuff, like for Dumaguete, like t-shirts, they have that tower on the t-shirt as like a landmark. They've been working on this tower since I came in July of 2024. Bell Tower, yeah. That sign that's hanging there, it used to have like a little story talking about it, but it's ripping and falling down. I don't know if I can get close enough to see what was on there. I think it's about the tower. I'll walk over there. Yeah, the belfry of St. Catherine of Alexandria Parish was built over the foundation of remnants watchtower. Yeah, there you go. Wait, someone says 1867. Oh, the bell tower, that's when that was built, 1867. Yeah, very interesting. Yeah, Sebastian, tons of motorcycles. So yeah. But it's kind of cool. People like get the candles and then they light them and say a prayer. It's kind of cool. Like, I just respect, like I said, the traditions here, the way things are here in the Philippines. A lot of respect. But as I always say over and over again, people say, Michael, what's your favorite thing about the Philippines? I quickly say the people. It's all about the people. I guess we'll see how far I can go without getting kicked off. Sometimes when I try to play games and go outside my, 5G zone, I run into problems. But yeah, of course they got a 7-Eleven. And for people shipping stuff, they got the LBC. That's that building where you can ship the containers, or at least if you're shipping something from the US to here, logistics, cargo. So there's an LBC. People always ask me about the prices of gas. Diesel showing 53.95 pesos per liter, and then the unlimited savers 55.10 per liter. Mayong hapon. And then here we have another farmer's market. What art parks say? The old Spanish design churches are some of the most beautiful anywhere. Yeah, they're really neat. The architecture is unbelievable. I don't know. Sometimes I think they knew how to build stuff better hundreds of years ago than they know how to build stuff now. But yeah, here's another, like a smaller public market, farmer's market. They always have nice, like broccoli. Everything's nice here. Like they have a lot. Corn, potatoes, sweet potatoes. Mayong hapon. They have everything. They have everything. Bananas. They got eggplant. They got cucumbers. They got ginger. This is one of my favorite stores. Like, you guys always have a lot of good vegetables and fruit. The broccoli looks really good over there. Like, everything. They have a lot. Like, even here. I mean, look at the head. That's a good head of broccoli. Showing people on my YouTube the nice produce and fruit here.
Okay,
Very,
thank
I
you,
mean,
sir.
that's good broccoli.
Thank you.
A lot. I mean, of course, they got eggs, the sweet potatoes, like the onions, the garlic. I mean, they have everything. Ginger, they have everything. Hello, Mayung Hapon.
You have a what? Channel?
Yeah.
Facebook and YouTube?
YouTube,
YouTube.
just YouTube. It's called Castaway Drift.
Castaway?
Yeah, Castaway Drift. Sometime I come by here. If you work here every day,
Yeah.
I'll show you. I'll show you later on my phone. That way I can help you find it.
Okay, sir.
All right, thank you. Amping. Thank you. But that's another thing. I always have fun. Like Che does all the grocery shopping, but she comes here also. This is one of the public markets. Well, this is not the big public market. This is a smaller one, but yeah, I mean, everything looks like something you'd see in a grocery store. Maybe even better. Maybe even better. Looks very fresh to me. The lady at your favorite store is cute. Which store is that, Ben? I got a lot of favorite stores. Which store? I missed that. They are a blessed country because they honor and acknowledge the God of the Bible. How long have you lived in the Philippines, says Rocky Mountain Robin? Long story short, I came to the Philippines first time ever. Never been to Asia in my entire life. Never anywhere, never this far away from home. I guess you can definitely call it halfway around the world. Came here in July of 2024. Was only supposed to stay here for 2 months. And fortunately, I liked it so much I didn't want to go home yet. So I mentioned to my expat foreign friend who lives here. He said, if you like it, he goes, if you don't have to go home, just stay. So I stayed. And then I ended up staying until March 17th of 2025. And then I had to go home. And at that point, I knew that I was going to come here and live here like part-time, like home away from home. Plus, I also had a girlfriend here that weighed into it. But once I did the research and had a pension that I could start taking from my pension at 55 with no penalties, and the difference between 55 and 60 was not that big of a difference. I knew what I wanted to budget here and have enough to live comfortable. And again, in my opinion, being in the US, I felt like I needed so much unnecessary stuff. And now I'm living here and being able to enjoy my life, be happy, simply walking and talking, and like YouTube's just extra. But this is a blessing for me to be here. Again, if I was still in the States, I'd still be working. So it's 55 or 67. What is that for, John? 55 or 67? Hey, Mayong Hapon. Happy Sunday. Amping. I'm trying to see what you meant by 67. Okay, I got you. Now I'm following you. Yeah, so like, I had the option of doing it at 55. And financially, between that and savings, and then I was like, I can do this. And I like the warm weather. I like being able to travel when I can, when the opportunity presents itself. But I'm simply happy. And I love learning about a different culture. I love it here in Dumaguete. The people are amazing, always super nice, always happy for the most part. I'm not saying everybody's happy, but the majority of people I see, they're always happy or very content with life. And yeah, so I'm here. John says, where are you exactly? Well, this is the public market, but I'm in Dumaguete, Philippines right now. But exactly, I'm walking in the city, but at the public market. This is where I'm at, public market. Several buildings. I mean, you got like a building it's all fruit and vegetables. You got a building it's all like poultry, chicken, fish, beef. Then you got random stores that have just about everything and anything. The bakeries, bread is very popular here. Heck, you go across the street, you got Chooks, which is like lechon manok, which is like a whatchamacallit that we would get at home. The rotisserie chicken, they have that kind of stuff. I mean, vegetables all through there. You can go in these buildings. The only problem is sometimes when I go in these buildings, it blocks the signal, and then I basically defeat the purpose of the live stream. So, yeah, public market. That's where I'm at. You know, like people always say, like bakery and stuff like that. I mean, too much sugar for me, but yeah. Bakeries, rice, you know, all different kinds of rice. And then like all different stuff that they make, different foods. I mean, every gadget, sponges, lighters, like everything you could think of. Yeah, if I need something, I don't have any problems finding it. But they're all very nice, amazing people here, and they do what they can to survive and make a living doing their life. Mayong hapon. Where? Oh, okay. She'll be back tomorrow. Okay, tell Glenda I said hello. Have a good day. Amping. And again, like I always say, people are so nice here. We make friends here. The one other woman that works there at that particular spot, she's getting married in March, and she invited me and my girlfriend to her wedding. I mean, I only know her basically just from meeting her, from walking around, but she invited us to her wedding. I mean, how nice is that? Someone to invite us to a wedding. John says, wow, cool. Do you have apartments? You mean, are there apartments overall to live here? Or are you asking me about my apartment? I live in an apartment currently. And again, if you haven't given me a thumbs up, a like, that's usually what I always ask for. It's free. Double tap the screen if you're enjoying my live stream. And if you're not a subscriber, I'm open to people that subscribe and want to just, you know, follow my basic. I'm a simple guy, living a simple life, but happy. And, you know, just wanted to share parts of the world that, you know, in a positive way, because it is positive. There ain't me. I'm not faking nothing. I love it here. I'm very happy. Mayong hapon. Crane says, what country? In Dumaguete, Philippines. I'm in the Philippines. Dumaguete, Philippines. Do you have a vehicle? Says Mac. No vehicle. My transportation is Shoe Leather Express. My feet. Living here in Dumaguete allows you to be able to get around. For me, anyway, personally, I can walk everywhere. I prefer it, enjoy it, would rather do that anyway. But that's one of the conveniences of Dumaguete, Philippines is, I know it's called a city, but for me, it reminds me more of a town. It's very small. The Equalizer says, were the chickens and meats for sale refrigerated? They're fresh. Like, they have stuff on ice, but they don't have like refrigerators and stuff lined up in a public market. It's my understanding that when people sell a certain product within the public market, they pay a fee, like a section, they rent out a section for, and now I don't know if they pay weekly, daily, monthly, I don't know how it works, but yeah, that's how it, from my understanding, that's how it works. So it's not like they're provided refrigerators or anything like that. It's fresh. I mean, you got fish right from the ocean, stuff on ice, like I said. But yeah, it's basically as fresh as it gets. And I know being in the States, we're all used to this, everything refrigerated. I mean, eggs, I've learned, don't even need to be refrigerated. The reason why, if I understand this correctly, the reason why eggs in the U.S. are refrigerated is because when they clean them, apparently it removes a layer from the eggshell or something to that effect. And thus it loses its protection from being out in regular outdoor temperatures. That's why they need to be refrigerated, if I understood that correctly, because they clean it. Half Century Outdoors is here. Hello from Ohio, Half Century Outdoors. How's the weather in Ohio? Things and stuff with Archie, living the dream. I like to think so, Richie, or Archie. I like to say I'm living my dream, but my dream. I'm not gonna, this isn't for everybody. Everybody has their preference of what they want in life. I'm a warm weather guy, enjoying learning about a whole new culture and country. I'm not bored, even if I'm simply out walking. I enjoy just going for walks. So, thank you, Archie. And again, Half Century, hello. Ben says, nice of them to invite you to their wedding. I was asked to be a godfather of my friend's baby. Isn't that awesome? That's like so awesome. That is really, really awesome. Let me go back down here. Hey, my friend Fernando Contreras is here. Thank you so much. I gotta flip this screen. Thank you so much, Fernando, for the super chat. Again, you're one of many. I don't know what I do to deserve any type of monetary donation. I'm just thankful that you guys are here and allow me to just share my energy, share my positivity, and maybe I inspire other people to take a leap of faith and try something different in life and see maybe if this is something that they could enjoy, you know. So thank you so much, Fernando. Greatly, greatly, greatly appreciate that. Hold on. John says, why did you move there and when? I moved here just because I wanted to try something different. I wanted to explore another part of the world. Initially, I was never even thinking about looking into considering Philippines. I simply was thinking, okay, if I wasn't going to be living in Florida when I retired, where could I see myself living? Where are there places that are like tropical islands, whatnot, something like that, where it's warm, 80 to 90 degrees all year round? That's kind of how it started. And then I started just researching, and then obviously Philippines popped up, and then you start looking in the Philippines, and then I'm like, I'm on YouTube, and then all these other channels pop up, and then I kind of got hooked. And then that's when I decided, okay, I'm gonna go to the Philippines first. If I'm gonna go to Asia and explore something different, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go to the Philippines. And that's what I did. And I never, ever in a million years expected, I guess, the reaction that I've had and the happiness that I've had since I've been here. Never expected it. Never, ever expected this at all. My eyes were opened. My connection with the locals here has been unbelievable. To me, it's all simply a blessing. That's the way I look at it. And it's the best decision for me that I've ever made. I don't know if it would be Mayong Hapon. I don't know if it would be the best decision for somebody else. I don't know. I can only show you and express it here on YouTube. But quite honestly, it's up to the individual person to come here. It could be in Dumaguete, it could be anywhere. It could be Boracay. Like, there's so many islands to visit, so many things to see. And even if it's not the Philippines, go to Da Nang, Vietnam, go to Thailand, go wherever you desire. If your health is good and physically you're able, and obviously financially able to just do Mayong Hapon. You're able to do other things in life. I just wanted to live life. And I'm blessed and have this opportunity to be able to do the things that right now, to be able to do what I'm doing right now. I mean, I'm thankful, humbled. So for me, I just want to inspire other people to come here. Arthur says, hello from UK. Possum says, you got to see the world. Arthur says, me bro. Swamp Rat said, you near the Macon River. I don't know. Crane X says, might. Dr. Red Talker said, Philippines is an independent, developed country with its own laws and regulations that governs itself. John says, how about medicine or medical treatment there? I mean, my health is good. I do whatever I can naturally to avoid any situations where I would have to go to a doctor. If it's more of a serious situation, I'd probably recommend going to a bigger city, Manila. I know some people go to Thailand due to, you know, certain health things. Mayong hapon, how are you?
I'm good.
Mayong hapon, do you want to say hi? How you were on break when I came by.
Hi.
What did you have for lunch?
Did you may eat?
Didn't you eat? He said you were away. I think-
Robinson.
Oh, Robinson.
Yes.
Were you eating chicken adobo? My favorite.
Halang-halang.
Ah,
chicken halang-halang.
that's like a treat.
Yes.
That's like dessert. How are you doing today? Mayong, I'm great. Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday.
Yeah, like I don't normally do a live stream on a Sunday, but I just decided why not.
Take a lunch?
A little bit. This is more my lunch right now. Coffee. Yeah. Coffee. Until a little later, but I just wanted to say hello because you weren't here earlier. But have a good day, my friend. You too. Keep smiling. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye. I'll see you later. Amping. So back to medicine and whatnot, I don't really have any situations where I've had to really rely on a doctor. Other than like I have my glasses, I've gone to an eye doctor. The Equalizer said the lady is cute. Yeah, she's cute. There's a lot of cute people. There's a lot of beautiful people here in the Philippines, inside and out. James said she's stunning. We got the Colonel's Chronicles stopping by here. Says Ilo is nice for living also. Yeah, it depends on what you want, you know. Ilo is probably too big of a city for me. But I've never been there. I didn't like Bacolod. Bacolod was too city for me. Although some people might think Dumaguete is more like a city. I think it's more like a small town. But again, until you actually go somewhere, Ilo, wherever it is, you're never really going to truly know until you go there yourself. Torta Pounder says, is this the Philippines? Yes, this is the Philippines Torta Pounder. Dumaguete, Philippines. Everybody's saying hello. I love that. The Equalizer says, how hard was it to get visa permit to live there permanently? Well, I do a 2-month tourist visa, Equalizer. 2-month tourist visa. You can basically extend it every 2 months. So, you know, I just got my recent 2-month extension, like, I don't know, like a little over a week ago. Paid 2,270 pesos, whatever that's equivalent to. So, yeah, when you first come to the Philippines, your passport basically grants you 30 days right off the get-go. Then once the 30 days, you're within 7 days. I highly recommend within 7 days, you go to immigration and you tell them you want to extend your stay. They granted me a month my first time. The first extension they grant you after the initial 30 days when you arrive here, they grant you a month. Then they start working on your ACR card, and then eventually you can basically, the maximum you can extend at a time is 2 months. Apparently it used to be 6 months, but they got rid of that for whatever reason. I really don't know why. But it's very easy. Very easy to extend or do your tourist visa with your passport. They basically tell you what they need from you. You give them the, hey, mayong hapon. They give you the information, you know, and it's really easy peasy. It's not that hard at all. Tuga says, where are you? What time is it? And what's the temperature? I'm in Dumaguete, Philippines. As far as time is 3:07 p.m. Sunday afternoon. 3:07 p.m. Sunday afternoon. Dumaguete, Philippines. The temperature, I don't know, might be, I don't know if it's 80 today. It might be 79, 80, because it was raining earlier. I'm going to go back down towards the ocean. Hello, Vincent. I see Vincent is here. Hello from Southern Cal. Welcome again, Vincent. If you're the one Vincent that I remember, I only think I know of one Vincent. Thank you for being here. It was raining earlier. Hunt Bar says, I see Western Union is still in business in the Philippines, obsolete in the U.S. Yeah, you can definitely still do Western Union if you want to send money. One of the ways, which is probably the smart way or least expensive way, is like for me, my bank is PNC Bank in the U.S. Then I transfer money from PNC Bank to a Wise account, W-I-S-E, Wise account. Then I transfer money from my Wise account to my Gcash. And then you can, use your Gcash account to purchase just about everything here. And if you need to cash out or you need physical cash, there's many places that'll allow you to cash out for a very small fee. So let's just say you have 20,000 pesos on your Gcash and you want 10 in physical paper cash, then you just cash out. Then they charge you a small, it's not even that much. So I use Wise as kind of like the middleman. You can do Western Union. I've done it before when I first got here, but it's much more expensive to do that. The transfer fee and everything else, at least in my experiences. Jangat says, Michael and all, thank you. See you're live again. Thank you, Jangat. I hope to see you again. Don't be a stranger. I've eaten in this place before, Sizzler. I basically just did chicken and rice. Rice is life. Tagu says, damn, I'm from Arctic Bay, Nunavut, Canada. It's 2 a.m. Sunday and it's minus 36. Holy cow. You know what? Just reading that, I don't remember what it's like to be cold. Not like that anymore. I don't envy you at all. But northern U.S. or Canadians, get the hell over. Go somewhere warm, unless you just enjoy cold weather. I didn't enjoy 4 seasons in Pennsylvania either, so you had to do what you got to do. But I knew what kind of person I was growing up in 4 seasons in Pennsylvania. 3 months of summer was my favorite time of the year. That's when I was happiest. That's when I was enjoying the sunshine, swimming in the pool, had the most energy. I was just happier. Wintertime, you're not in the sunlight. You need sunlight. It's good for you. But again, if you're new to my channel, my name's Michael, from the United States, obviously. Born and raised in Pennsylvania all my life, which I'm 55. With the exception of 2 years, I lived in Florida, which I definitely preferred Florida. There's the famous Dumaguete sign. Definitely prefer the warm weather of Florida. But again, the real kicker at my age and with my situation, I'm not rich by any stretch of the imagination. So if I was still living in the US, I'd still be working. Simple as that. I'd still be working. Now we're back onto the boulevard. It's nice. Feels good, like I said. A little breezy, but it feels good. Dr. Red Taco says, Mike at Beach People's Park. Charles T. Lamb says, hi. Hello, Charles. Dave says, I don't mind cold weather at all. I just mind being vitamin D deficient, which always happens all winter. Yeah, that's what happens. You definitely got to have your vitamin K2D. Yeah. You haven't had to take any of that in a very long time, but I did take that natural organic supplement, vitamin D, when I was living in the States, but not here. I think there's a little bit in one of my all natural organic multivitamins. There is a little bit of vitamin D, but I get plenty here. Charles says, Vancouver here, not so bad, but rains a lot. Summer is great. And I'm guessing summer's your favorite time of the year. It is for me. I'm a warm weather guy. I want to be in shorts and t-shirts. I don't want to be dealing with no snow. Although snow on Christmas Day, that's nice. I actually didn't even mind shoveling snow on occasion when I was living in Pennsylvania. I would just get a cup of coffee and take out snow. or shovel snow while I was outside. How often do you go back? Equalizer says, how often do you go back? I haven't been back since June. I may go back in May, late May. This is a big maybe. I was thinking of surprising my mom for her birthday. She's going to be 86 years old. I know my family misses me and stuff like that. So it's possible that I could do a surprise on her birthday. She would have no idea. And again, my mother, you know, they're not going to live forever. And I sometimes I weigh that heavily on my mind, you know, like, do I want the next time I go back to the States because of my, you know, health, medical emergency or something with my mother and father? I don't know if I could handle that. So if it's not May 29th, it might be maybe like July. Maybe I'd go back. And if I do go back, I'm going back for at least a month. That's too far. Too long of a travel back to Pennsylvania for anything less than a month. Charles says, I'm 60, going to retire soon, and you are doing exactly what I want to do. And yes, summer is best. I lived in Florida as well. Yeah, and that's what I'm happiest. So that's why when I was initially looking into all this, I'm like, where can I go that the weather is just warm all year round? 80 to 90 degrees warm. Humidity doesn't bother me. I didn't care. And Philippines was definitely one of those places that checked the box for me. Gary the Snail is here, says, hey, Michael, hope you're doing well. JS says, nothing like family, keep them close. Yeah, and that's me. Like, you know, I have a soft spot. I'm very close to my mother and my father. It's kind of been, you know, weighing on me. I'm going to get rid of this coffee cup. Yeah, it was kind of weighing on me, like with as far as my parents and stuff, especially my mom. And the last time we talked on the phone video chat, and she hasn't said these words, and she kind of has a little dementia and stuff. She kind of said the words to me. She said, as soon as I answered the phone, she calls me, and I said, hi, Mom. And then she said, Michael, first thing out of her mouth, Michael, when are you coming home? I'm like, what? And then I'm kind of said to my dad in the background, he wasn't in the camera. I said, did you tell her to say that, or did she do that on her own? And he said she did it on her own. So I'm like, you know, just kind of hit me. So I don't know. Like if I thought, when could I go back when it's definitely warm there in Pennsylvania? Because when I went back in March of 2025, it's still cold. I don't like going back in the cold, especially when you're here in the Philippines. You know, you have all the moisture in your skin and everything. As soon as you hit that cold, I didn't like it. So I'm like, well, if I go back, whenever I visit the States, Pennsylvania, I'm just going to wait until it's summertime there. So my mom's birthday is May 29th, or I go in like July or something like that for a month. I see you, Pigpen says, is it still Sunday? Yes, it's still Sunday for me. 3:16 p.m. in the afternoon, a rare but good Sunday live stream. Thank you guys a lot for being here. Tagoo Willie said the sun just came back to our community 2 weeks ago. 24-hour dark season is over and nearing 24-hour daylight. That sounds like a plus positive in my opinion. Certainly sounds better. Sunshine. Bill Weir says, please find something Bible study and videos. Dave says, Boracay seems walkable, sir. I mean, yeah, I could certainly walk around in Boracay. All right, back up this way. Bill says, -3 here in Buckingham, Quebec, Canada, 2:15 a.m. I don't envy the coldness, but I'm very appreciative and thankful, Bill, for you being here and hanging out and sharing your precious time while I'm doing my walk and live stream here in the Philippines. I'm not trying to make anybody jealous when it comes to the weather, but I'm just trying to inspire people. But, you know, if I can twist your arm with the weather and all the other perks and benefits of living here in the Philippines, I'll do my best. The Equalizer said my dad passed away a year ago and my mom 2 years ago. None of us last forever. Life goes too fast. And that's kind of what I was thinking with the whole, maybe I might need to go back, you know, after, because it'll be, well, June will be a year since I've seen them. So maybe that's a good time for me to go visit them back in June. Yeah, Bill, moms always miss the sons. Dads miss the daughters. Yeah, definitely my mom, you know, just to see the way she smiled on her face when we're in video chat and stuff like that. And, you know, obviously it breaks my heart to see her with the struggles that she has in her life, but she's a fighter and she misses me. She misses her son. JS says, brother, go see your mother and father. Yeah, JS, wonder if that would be my brother. My brother's initials are JS, Jeff Scheller. That would be funner. Yes, brother, go see your mother and father. That could be my brother. I don't know. Maybe. He might not admit it, though. Finding Foxes here says, hope you'll do walkie-talkies in Pennsylvania while you're there. Yeah, I don't like to think about that. I think momentum kind of slows down when you're in Pennsylvania, but if people would actually enjoy me doing a live stream in Pennsylvania while I'm home visiting my family, I guess that would be a great thing, but I'd actually be surprised. Patricia sent a bronze medal. Thank you, Patricia. Thank you, Patricia, for the bronze medal. Sometimes it's so difficult for me to see those because they don't stand out unless when I catch them when they pop on the screen. But I appreciate that, Patricia Ortega. Oh my God, this is so cool. Thank you, Patricia. I'm glad you think it's so cool. I'm a walker, and one day I just said, you know what, I'm just gonna do a live stream when I'm walking and see what happens. And then the results, the feedback, the returns of everybody, which I'm blessed and humbled and thankful, have been great. So without you guys, it don't matter. I can't inspire 0 people. I can only inspire people that like yourselves here. So thank you. Catbird says, stay in America. I'm enjoying myself here at Catbird. I mean, I'll visit U.S. at some point. I mean, of course, I love my country. I miss my family. But I'm not here because I don't want to be in the United States. I'm here because I want to live my life to the fullest, try different things in life, and I don't want to be, again, I don't want to be that guy in my end days sitting on a bench because I walk, saying, man, I wish I would have done this. I wish I would have done that. I wish I would have done this. I'll be so pissed at myself and angry and upset and feel like I failed myself. Because you know what? The only person that can truly fail you, or the only person that can beat me, is myself. Nobody else can beat me or fail me but myself. So I wasn't going to allow that. So sorry for that rant, but I just get like, that's why I did it. I'm like, I want to try something different. Nobody in my family that I know of has ever been to Asia and in the Philippines, living abroad like me. And I didn't do it because of that. I did it for me. I'm so happy I made a decision just to do it for me. Felt like a lot of times in my life, I was guided, and I've said this before, I was guided by mother, father, family members trying to help me make the best decisions for me and whatnot, and I'm thankful and appreciative. But a lot of times I felt like I did make a lot of decisions based on what other people thought were best for me. Not that they were wrong, not that they were right, but for me coming to the Philippines, I made that decision on my own. Me, I live and die by my decision to come here. It's, you know, I have nobody to blame for anything that if it would go right or wrong. I can only blame myself. Rosalind Rivera says, hi, I'm from the Philippines. Welcome, Rosalind Rivera. What part of the Philippines are you from? I'm in Dumaguete, Philippines. Going back here, have you decided on getting a bike yet? Not yet, Pigpen. I think the first time I'm ever on a bike here is it's gonna be because it's a rental. That'll be why, because it's a rental. Bill says, I got 4 inches of snow, also -3. Man, oh man, I don't envy that. I'm just happy that I'm here where it's warm. That's all. I'm just happy that I'm... I'd rather sweat my butt off than freeze my butt off. That's what I always say to people. Patricia Artiga says, are you in Thailand? No, I'm in Dumaguete, Philippines, Patricia. I'm in Dumaguete, Philippines, right on the main street here through the city. If you want to call it a city, I refer to it as a cool little family-like welcoming community here, a town in Dumaguete. Bill says, I don't even know if I'm saying this right. I don't know if I've ever said that word. Exquisiates. Explain the value of experience. Charles says, you are doing the best thing you can do if you can do it. Parents are gone and single, so I'm planning to do the same thing in the next 3 years. And see, and that's another thing. Not that I think about the day that my mother and father are no longer here. I don't go into the situation thinking that, but I know that, you know, that's eventually going to happen. So maybe a part of this, me being so far away from home, so far away from my mother and father, like my sisters, they have their own families doing their own things. My younger brother, obviously, he's taking care of my parents now. But it's like, maybe this is preparing me, making me stronger emotionally for the day that I do lose my mother and father. I hate to think about it. I'm thankful that they're, you know, 85, 86 and they're still going. So maybe maybe that's what, you know, kind of being here is also preparing me for, being this far away. Most people live and die within 1 block and never travel further. That's true. Hoobs Grove says, whereabouts in the Philippines is this? Dumaguete, Philippines. Dumaguete, Philippines, Hoobs Grove. Captain Clappin says, say hi to my VAs. Does that mean Virginia? VAs, Virginians, maybe. Shoop's Wood Shop. Hey, Shoop's is here, says hello. How you doing, Shoop's? I know I caught a little bit of you yesterday. Gary says, what do you like most about the Philippines? Man, I hate to be redundant when I answer this question, but first I'm gonna go back the other way. First and foremost, Gary, is the people. That is the best thing that I love about the Philippines is the people. You can hear them pumping that music through there. That's when I walk through that park. The people, that's number one. Everything else after that, the weather, the opportunity to travel to other islands. Mayung hapon. Mayung hapon. Mayung hapon. Yeah. The people are what make the biggest difference. I can't say enough about that. That's why. That's what I like most. Patricia says, what are your thoughts on experiences of comparing Thailand and Vietnam? You know what? I haven't been to Thailand. I haven't been to Vietnam. I just have friends that have been to both places. And they compare favorably. But they all say they really, in the end though, they all seem to, the ones I've spoken to, they're still here in the Philippines. They prefer coming to the Philippines. Hey, Mayung Hapon, you wanna say hello? I'm doing a live stream.
Hello.
Mark.
Yeah.
I remember this is a friend of mine, Mark. He's actually a security guard, but he's off duty.
I am Joteda in Provincial. Starbucks.
Yeah, I already had my coffee. Yeah, I drank.
I assigned there in Provincial Hospital, Starbucks.
All right. So you switched. That's right. You went to the other place. That's the other Starbucks, the new one. Yeah. Now I'm gonna have to walk down there. I'll come visit you, Mark. Thank you very much, my friend. I lost my train of thought. Wanted you to meet my friend Mark. So basically, he worked here at a Starbucks. There's 2 Starbucks here in Dumaguete. He was working at the one by the boulevard. Now he said he switched to working in another one. Charles says, thanks for the stream, Mike, getting me. Rosalind says, where are you now? Charles said, oh, getting you motivated. Well, that's good. That's the whole idea. I mean, obviously you guys all know the Jolly Bees and whatnot. But this is what I like to do. I'm a walker, and obviously I'm a talker. So you combine those two together, and I guess that's a lethal weapon, and hopefully it motivates and inspires people to live life, even if it's not here in the Philippines. As I was answering Patricia's question, I mean, I've heard a lot of great things about Da Nang, Vietnam. I've heard a lot of good things about Hua Hin, Thailand. I haven't been there, so I'm not at liberty to compare. But I'm sure it's fun, I'm sure it's great. Like I said, the people, the culture, first and foremost, the best thing about being here. Everything else to me is just the icing on the cake. That's exactly how I feel. Icing on the cake. You know, like I said, later I'll go through the function of whatever's going on. I don't know, it doesn't seem like it's started yet. Rosalind said, where are you going right now? I walk everywhere, Rosalind. I've already been by this church. I walk everywhere. Other times I've walked to a mall. But the only problem is sometimes my smart eSIM card, my data here in the Philippines likes to play tricks with me and cuts off. Bill Weir says, I'm going to see them when God sends Jesus Christ from heaven, as Psalm 110, 1-3 says prophetically. The Shoop says he's doing good. Kyle Billy says, I lost my dad in 2024. The Philippines is going to be my getaway someday. At least try it. You never know until you try. And also, there's so many islands that you can visit. There could be one, maybe the first one you go to, you don't feel it. That's fine. Go to another one. Try another one. I'm trying to wait for this guy's car. I mean, try, you know, don't let that, like, be patient. But again, it could be the Philippines, it could be Vietnam, it could be Thailand. Like I said, I want to go to Japan. I love the idea of going to Japan. I've always had a thing for Japan. But yeah, it's pretty active here for a Sunday. I have to admit, I'm almost forgetting like it's a Sunday. Dr. Red Taco giving my whereabouts, GPS. Pauline diving deep in Cincinnati, maybe 1962, says hello. Gary says that's good to hear. Bill Weir says my ex-wife came from, again, I don't pronounce right, Manzales, Colombia, and went through Mexico and climbed the 30-foot fence and there 3 days in the ground until the cavalry left. That's funny. Now that's a story. I don't have any stories quite like that, but that's a story. That's a much better story than some of mine. Possum says hello to Mark. Oh, my friend Mark. Pauline says hi. Welcome, Pauline. I appreciate you being here. Patricia said hi to Mark. Oh, Phoenix. Phantom Phoenix Phonetics says hi. Patricia says thank you for this. I mean, I should be thanking you guys, not the other way around. I'm already out walking all the time. I mean, this walking live stream probably started a little over a month ago. One day I just said, I'll try it, see if I keep a signal, and it's worked out great. And again, you don't need to thank me. I should be thanking you guys. Again, the support you guys have shown, the new people that come to my channel, we all become friends. It's like a community. And again, there's always that one person that can't travel, maybe due to health reasons, financial reasons. So if that person's here watching my live stream, good. If that's the best I can do for him, and maybe he can live his life through my eyes because he's limited on, he can't travel, he doesn't have money, or he has health problems. That's what I want to do. And then for the other people that maybe are on the fence and not knowing where they want to go in life or try different things, that's another thing. I can help motivate people to try something different. I'm doing it. Not that I'm anybody special, or, you know, I'm not trying to say if I can do it, everybody can do it. I was intimidated, insecure, scared when I first came here, not really knowing anybody, but I quickly got over that. I've lived a life in the States where, you know, if you always wait and depend on your friends to do things, because so many of my friends would say, oh yeah, we'll do this, even if you're going to the movies. And this is my best story, like as far as that, the point I'm getting at. Remember when I was younger, you'd always go, hey, let's go to this movie going out. And it'd be like 5 or 6 years saying, oh, we're going to go to the movies. And next thing you know, as each day got closer, or with a couple hours of the movie, everybody bails on you. And it's just like, so you were so excited to go to the movies, me not being used to going to the movies by myself, and then you just didn't go. And then finally one day I just said, after being bailed out so many times, and I get it, it happens, plans change. All of a sudden, I was like, I'm going to the movies by myself. And I did it, and I had the best damn time. It was so unusual and awkward. It was so unusual, awkward going to the movies for the first time by myself, but I did it. So I know that's just a small little sample size of me growing and maturing in life, but then that's when it showed me, you know what, I can do things on my own. I don't need to depend on other people to dictate whether or not I'm going to do this or that in my life, and it all worked out. So yeah, that's just my little comparison story. One like away from 150. That's awesome. I appreciate anybody that likes it. I would never tell anybody to like it if they don't like it. Or if you're a new subscriber, I appreciate subscribers. I'm just trying to grow my community. People always say, Michael, are you monetized? You make money from YouTube? Very little. And honestly, I don't even care. I appreciate anything that I make, and it's a nice added bonus. Mayong hapon. Happy Sunday, Amping. I mean, I appreciate anything that I get, but I don't care. I'm in this because I want to motivate and inspire, because I think it's, I don't know, I think I can bring an element to it, and I can inspire people to come here and live life and see other things and maybe find a happiness that they never thought was possible. So that's really why I do it. Steve and Brian says, hi, Michael, special walk on Sunday. Happy to see you walk on. Yeah, it is a special walk. I don't normally do it on Sundays at all. Sundays is usually my private, quiet time day. Do walking on Sundays, and then I spend it sitting at the wall at the boulevard doing some focus on life, being thankful. Erica Pat says, Brazil. Erica, you're from Brazil. That's awesome, if I'm reading that correctly. Patricia Ortega says she subscribed. Thank you, Patricia. That's very, like I said, that's the best gift you can give me. Just being subscribed, and hopefully see you again. Like I said, I know some people, you have other lives. You can't be here all the time, but whenever you can show up for a live stream, great. And then when I throw in occasional videos, hopefully I'll have more stuff coming as the weather becomes more consistently summer-like here with less rain. I'll do that. Anyway, you support my channel, I'm thankful for that. Bill Weir says, I'm so glad I'm still like 20 at almost 74. That's awesome. Both grands were 100. That's great. I mean, my grandfather lived till he was 96, 97, something like that. And he was a smoker. Well, he smoked cigars. So he said he never inhaled that stuff. But he did drink his alcohol. I'm not saying I'm an advocate for people that do or don't. I don't care what you do. I don't drink. But yeah, he lived to just about, I think he was 96, 97 years old. Bill Weir says, so yeah, I always worked for myself, and so didn't let people stress me. 99% loved the job I did. That's great. That's all that matters. You took pride in it, obviously, too. Mickey Barnaby with a smiley face. WXX Stock says, do you stay longer? How do you stay longer in the Philippines? What do you mean, how do I stay longer? I just extend my tourist visa. I'm on a tourist visa. You can stay in the Philippines for up to 3 years at a time, maximum, until you have to leave the country, and then you can come back, and that 3-year cycle starts all over again, if that's what you're saying. This June will be a year for me, but if I go back to the States and then come back, that 3-year maximum continuous consecutive stay resets itself. Hoobs Grew said, you got a girlfriend over there? I must be worshiping you. Yeah, I have a girlfriend here at Hoobs Grew. Just a girlfriend, not married, nothing like that. But yeah, I have a girlfriend. Margie Chu says, are you on the market? Are you in the market? I was in the market. Bill Weir says, teaching and reaching out is like preaching because it's hearing others' feelings and hearts. Very true, Bill. Bill says, please read. I don't know how you say that. I'll find out how to pronounce that. I'll ask Grok. I'm going to ask Grok, or you can do Chat GPT or whatever, but I'll figure that out. Margie Chu. I remember you, Margie Chu. Has it been a while? Yes, I remember you, Margie. And the other time I saw you walking on the boulevard, it was like a hot day. Now, do you live here in the Philippines, or are you just in Dumaguete, or are you just, I'm trying to remember who you are. Or are you just somebody that watched the live stream before? Pigpen says, love this, that's living. Bill Weir said, so great to have a pension. Well, yeah, and there's a lot of people that they don't actually have a pension. They have to wait on their 401k. That's their only, source of income at a certain age. So, what? Bill Weir says, so great to have a pension. Tony says, what part of the Philippines you at? Dumaguete, Philippines. That's where I'm at. This is Dumaguete, Philippines. WXX Stock says, oh yes, that's what I wanted to know. I've been 3 months already and I really loved it. Yeah, I mean, 2 months at a time. You do your tourist visa extension. You can extend 2 months at a time, and then up to 3 years maximum until you basically, I don't know, fly to Thailand and come back. I guess it's as simple as that, as long as you leave the country. The time, Hoobs Groove, is 3:39 p.m. Sunday afternoon, 3:39 p.m. That's where I go to buy a lot of t-shirts. Very inexpensive, very cheap for me compared to what I paid for a t-shirt in the U.S. You can usually get a t-shirt there between 200 and 300 pesos. Sometimes less than 200. All right, Bill, I got you, I think. Ecled ZSTs. I'm gonna look into that after I'm done with the live stream, Bill. I do Bible study stuff on my own, and I'll look into that. But anyway, Margie Chu, and the other time I saw you walking in the boulevard, it was like a hot day. I think I remember who you are. I think you were with your friend, if I remember correctly. Margie Chu, I think. I'm gonna go back down towards the water and then probably wrap things up. I'm actually at 109 minutes, so I'm almost at my 2 hours, what I normally like to do anyway is a maximum. Again, I appreciate you guys coming here because I don't normally do it on a Sunday. Sometimes I guess if you just feel like doing it, you do it, because there's been days where I try to do my live stream Monday and Wednesday and Fridays, and some days you're just not in the mood to do it. You just want to skip it. So today I'm actually doing it when I don't normally do it. Yes, I try to sell Y shirts. Pigpen says, how long do you have to leave the country before you can come back? Honestly, I don't know the exact, I mean, is it 24 hours? Is it a couple days? Either way, I mean, I certainly wouldn't wait. I mean, me personally, I highly doubt I'm gonna get to like a month within 3 years and be like, oh my gosh, I gotta go somewhere. I probably wouldn't do that anyway. Chances are I'd either fly somewhere in Asia here within those 3 years, or go to the US. Wherever I go outside of Asia, like if I go to Japan, I at least want to go there 1 to 2 weeks, So wherever I'd go would probably be suffice and be long enough. I don't even know what that means, Che, eyeballs. Michael, if you ever want to walk Ilo, hit me up. I'll walk with you. All right. 10 miles. That's what I do. Oh, you're surprised you're still watching. I gotcha. Yeah. I'm almost at the end here. What are you doing for income, says the Unzak. Pension and savings. That's my income. Pension and savings. And I'd be remiss in saying, okay, YouTube, but YouTube is so little. I mean, it's not, and that was never a part of my budget planning before I came here. I mean, it was like my numbers were pension and savings, and that was it. 401k is not anytime soon, and then Social Security is not anytime soon either. Still a little active in the water. Feels good though to me. Oh, Derek's here. Aloha from Hawaii, a rainy day in Hawaii. Well, it was raining earlier, Derek, and I apologize for the wind. I'm trying to block it with my hand. I'm holding the phone with my hand. Earlier when I saw you in Gino's live stream, I wasn't sure if I was going to do one today. I don't normally do one on a Sunday, and then the weather was not as nice. I mean, it's much better now. I don't mind the clouds and the wind, and there's no rain. Possum said Che's still watching. Yeah, she's watching. She's got an eye, you know, Che. Shirley Richardson says, how old are you? I'm 55. I will be 56 on April 6th. So I don't know if Rick Wallace is still here. He might have went to sleep, but yeah, birthday is April 6th, so I'm 55. 55 years old, 55 years young, 55 years of age, yeah, whatever you want to call it. Mr. Gutsa, she's so pretty. I don't know who Gutsa is. WXX says, wow. Shirley Richardson says 10 more years. 10 more years for you, I guess. Maybe you're 45 and you're saying 10 years until you're 55. How's the wind? Is it like okay right now, or is it 525? Someone else says hello. I don't know, what's that little symbol? Oh, 10 more years of Social Security. For me, Social Security is going to be in 7 years. I'm taking it at 62. I'm taking it as early as I can get it. What's the point? What's the point of waiting? I'm not going to wait. Hell, I could die between 62 and 65. I mean, I don't want to think that, but I'm not waiting. All right, wind isn't... Oh, hey, Treat Life Right. I don't know if you've been lurking here, but I remember you. Thank you for being here, Treat Life Right. Anime Aaron says hi. Derek says April 16th, I leave Hawaii for the Philippines, Southern Leyte. Good for you, Derek. That's awesome to hear. Something 4 years old. I'm CETRNTA, 4 years old. Oh, Treat Life Right just said he just hopped in. Well, I appreciate you. Better to come in now, better now than never. Earlier, you know, than later. Mayong hapon. You want to say hi to everybody? But Chase says it's time to come home and bring some coconuts. I'm gonna get something to eat. I'm kind of hungry. Kind of ate a very small breakfast. I don't know what I'm gonna get to eat, but I gotta get something. Trying to catch up on any of these before I... Bill Weir said, God made life to be experienced and have joy and peace. That's the way I feel. I feel like I'm actually enjoying that part of my life here in the Philippines. Bills. Okay. Think WXX said, true, I started traveling since I've been 23, right after my military service. Good for you, WXX. I should say, how young are you? What is your age? I never say how old is somebody. You're only as old as you feel. But WXX, what is your age? Delana Makas says, bye. Bye, Delana Makas. Thank you for being here. I apologize if I didn't see any of your comments. I just slowed up now from walking. I'm trying to catch up on some of them. Equalizer, Mike the Stud knows all the girls. I don't know all the girls. They're just very nice here, very friendly. They like to be on, they see a foreigner that's a vlogger, they like to be a part of it. Mermaid Muncher is here, says number 165. Thank you so much, Mermaid. What is that little, I don't know, looks like a symbol or something before the number 165. I don't even know what that means. Mike, oh boy, here we go, this name. I love your name, but I ain't gonna say it because I know what you're saying. Can you say hi to my friend Todd? I'll say Todd, but I'm not gonna say your last name. Good try, Mike. You would have got me. My name's Mike, Michael too. Chosen 3434 says, what up? What up? Welcome to Dumaguete, Philippines. Just out and about on my walk, doing a live stream today, enjoying myself with you guys. But yeah, I'm doing good today. Possum says, goodbye, my friend. Enjoy your walk. Yeah, I think with that being said, guys, if you haven't given me a thumbs up, please give me a thumbs up. That's all I simply request. It's free, so if you enjoyed it, that would be great. Chosen said it's Sammy Cast. Yeah, that symbol. I don't know what the hell that is. Might go for a swim. I don't think I'm getting in there. Possum says, everyone remember to double tap the screen. Chosen said, Mike's channel. Chosen, why am I confused? I recognize the car. Have a great day and enjoy it, bro. The one and only Nicole retracted her message. Anyway, guys, I appreciate you guys and girls, ladies, men, women, whatever. Filipinos, the best. Got Goku says, good boy. Yeah, I'm good for the most part. Michael Whiteside says, where are you at? Dumaguete, Philippines, Michael Whiteside. HY 1982 says, hello. Hello. Nancy says, blessings. Thank you, Nancy. Deidre Johnson with the thumbs up. Thank you, Deidre. I don't know if you've been in here earlier and just saying hi now, but I appreciate the thumbs up always. Hope to see you guys again. Appreciate you sacrificing your precious time in your life wherever you're from, wherever you're at in the world. Normally I do my live streams Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, Philippines time, 12 noon, which would be 11 p.m. East Coast. That gives you an idea when I do it, but occasionally I do them randomly. HY192 says, hi, Whiteside, cool, I'm in Claymont, Delaware. Thank you, Michael Whiteside. Appreciate you just saying hello. Come back, don't be a stranger. I'm all about positivity, I'm all about happiness, I'm all about being motivated here in the Philippines, living abroad from the US, and just want to inspire other people. Phantom Phoenix Fontex says, read my messages, Michael. I read that one. I'm sorry if I missed any earlier. Anybody's message, I'm sorry. I don't try to miss it. Now that I've stopped walking, I can kind of focus. Oh, Chosen, Mike's channel, Thrive and Expat, Michael. You changed your name to Chosen? Or maybe you're saying you're on, you're from his channel. Now I got you. Sorry, Michael. Now I'm following you. Chosen. Mike's channel. I got you now. Phantom Phoenix Phonetics. I'm sorry if I missed anything. That's everybody. Again, I'm going to end my live. I got to go get something to eat. But thank you guys. Again, always support my channel. It's a blessing. Uncle Hermit Pal, hello. Thunder Gauge says, hello, Castaway. Equalizer, Michael from Delaware. Do you know Sunny Deeds and CJ? I don't know who that is, Equalizer. We'll talk about it the next time. Chosen says, later, bro. Thank you, Chosen. I appreciate everything. Sorry to end this, but I'm at 120 minutes, which is 2 hours. Kind of worked out perfectly, but enjoy the rest of your Sunday, or I should say Saturday. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. See you guys the next time. Thank you very much. Love you guys. Peace, love, happiness. See you again soon. Take care.